May 13th, Dr. Verle Bell.
Nobody else may see what you need, but you are never invisible to God. 9-year-old Verle Bell climbed higher in the tall evergreen tree in India. For him, a kid shipped off to boarding school at 4 years old, the best place to be was 100 feet up. Sitting in the top of the tree, Verle could read the Bible, compose music, and talk to God. On the ground, it was his job to do everything right, to have no needs, to be invisible, and life below was lonely. Too soon, Verle had to climb down. Today was his birthday, and his parents had sent money to the school for a party. He'd invited about 10 kids, and when the other boys arrived at the celebration, treats were on the table. Verle looked for the adult who was to host the party, but there wasn't one. It didn't matter that he was 9 years old, probably the shyest kid in school, and had no idea how to help all those kids have fun. It was his job to take care of others, even on his birthday. After the party, Verle wrote to his parents that it would be better if there were no more birthday parties going forward. Now in his 70s, Verle said, "I have had a life of intense loneliness." His struggles with loneliness was compounded by the misperception that personal needs were irrelevant. All that mattered was the ministry that one did. It's how his parents, who were missionaries, had operated. As Verle grew up and served others as a psychiatrist, he started with the same mindset. But God confronted the lie and showed him that the person, the one who received help and the one who gave it, was what was important. As God taught Verle, he helped a lot of people. Still, he says the struggle of his life has been to believe for myself what I give to everyone else. Sometimes I feel like I'll get to heaven and God will say, "What are you doing here?" But God faithfully shows Verle that he sees him, cares about him, and wants to be with him. God doesn't see me only as a useful tool to use. He actually likes me, Verle said. It makes me cry. One day, Verle was returning home from vacation. He had fun playing with his grandchildren, but they required a lot of energy, and he was tired. He prepared to board his plane, but the flight was canceled. He tried to get on the next flight home, but that plane was full. It looked like he would be up all night with 3 hours to get to work. Verle thought about how Christians are called the bride of Christ. "I'm your bride, right?" he prayed. "If my bride was stuck in the middle of nowhere and I had the resources, I'd get her home." He paused. He knew he was whining. "I'm being silly, Lord. Please give me strength." Suddenly, Verle's name was called, and he got on the plane. It was a defining moment, a reminder that Verle was never alone. "The Lord counts the hairs on my head," said Verle. "When I see that, I am helped." Luke 12:6-8, Jesus said, "Are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 pennies? Yet not one of them is forgotten by God. Indeed, the very hairs on your head are all numbered. Don't be afraid. You are worth more than many sparrows." Next time you struggle with loneliness, ask God to help you believe you are not forgotten by Him. Nobody else may see what you need, but you are never invisible to God.
Amen. My name is Mike Mott, and today's May 13th. I was so encouraged by this story today, Verle Bell's life. And I think this is an area of struggle that most of us are challenged with as human beings. That God, the big high up in the heavens, God, the Holy of Holies God, the God that created this whole magnificent universe, could possibly love me, could possibly care about me. I know He loves and He cares about human beings, but me intimately, personally, I mean, I don't know if it's because I've pastored and I've had this great opportunity of pastoring people and they almost always relate this same challenge to me, or if it's because I also struggle to grasp this great truth about who God is. But I do know that it's a powerful truth that God wants us to understand. And Verle Bell's story could easily overlay each and every one of our lives. But it's a truth that God wants us to grasp today, that He loves you. He loves me in an intimate, personal way. And He loves proving to us, just like He did to Verle Bell and the airplane ride home. He loves proving to us that He knows where we're at. He knows what's going on in our lives and that He cares about that. So our challenge today, guys, is this. Would you be willing to ask God today and again tomorrow and again until He proves to you in a personal way, in an intimate way, in a way that nobody else could do, that He does know where you're at. He does care about you. He will show you that He loves you. This is our challenge today, guys, and I know God will do it because He's not shy to show us His love. He wants to prove to you that you're valuable to Him. So that's our challenge today, guys. God will do this amazing thing as He shows you His love. God bless you.